Hey guys, welcome back to the Snapper Chronicles. We're coming back at you with another Ratchet video. Okay, something from Amazon, from like the more cheaper side of Amazon. I like to go on and see if I find different, kind of different, weird, maybe not weird, but slightly different ratchets that are from kind of not so well-known companies. Like this one, Disen. It says 92 on it. Doesn't have a quick release. So I checked this out and I was looking at it. It was $10. This is a 1/4-inch drive ratchet, and from the looks of it, looks like maybe something you would find at Harbor Freight or something. But as we get into it, I'll show you. It's not quite that. This is a little bit long for a 1/4-inch. I consider it a little bit long. It's like 6 and 5/8, 6 and 5/8 long ratchet. It says 92. It's like some laser etching. There's no engraving on this. There's no where this was made. There's no numbers, just Disen and 92. It comes in this fabulous little padded envelope from Amazon, and here's a little bit more info, but not really much. The only thing new here you can say is the country of origin. It does say made in China, it doesn't say made in Taiwan, so let's keep that in mind. So it looks like a Chinese made product. Oh, but before we get any further, if you could do me a big favor and hit the like and hit the subscribe button. Yes, I'm begging for likes and subscriptions. Yeah, like I said, looks pretty ordinary, pretty simple. 90 teeth. Was interested in what kind of mechanism it had because it doesn't look like the usual mechanism you find in this price range. The 20, like the double pawl, swinging pawl design ratchets, like the 72 teeth a la Harbor Freight that you would see in this price range of around $10. Has two Torx 8 screws, and I don't see any thread lock or anything on there. And here is the other one. Okay. Alright, so here's the plate. Right off the bat, it's a thick plate, not what I usually see in these sorts of cheaper ratchets. It looks pretty thick for a plate, which is, I don't know, to me, that's like an added plus when they put a little bit thicker plates. It was well lubricated. They used like some super lube or something on this. It's a grease, not a light oil. I'm taking some of it off here. Yeah, so that's the plate, and here is the mechanism. So the mechanism is a floating pawl type of mechanism, not the double pawl mechanisms that I was mentioning before. So it's got that pawl that's in the middle. I just try to hold it down a little bit so it won't like kind of fly up like that, even though I held it down. Here is the gear. The gear, like I said, came well greased. I'm not sure I'm happy with teeth this tiny with grease on them. I prefer like a thinner oil to lubricate it, but I guess it's fine for now. Alright, and here is the paw. Paw's pretty small. Looks well. The teeth look well formed. Doesn't look sloppy at all. Looks pretty decent. And this is the underside. It comes out with the letters facing forward like this. Has the letters Y on that side and C on this side. And that's the thickness of it. Looks pretty thick. Or wide, I should say. And here is the plunger that came off. The spring mechanism here. Okay, this is where it gets kind of funny or not usual. You have the plunger, which is the setup is pretty usual. Spring, switch, spring, and plunger. But they put this weird plunger. It's a wide plunger. And that's the part that goes in the spring. And the spring, I've never seen one of these types of springs in the Ratchet. They got one of these like box shaped springs. Not a round spring, but kind of this weird spring. I'm not so sure I'm really happy with that, because you're not gonna find another spring like that. And I don't know, it's kind of wonky to put back in. I'll show you in a second. Here is the switch, and here's the box that the box spring fits in, and the plunger. So it's kind of long. It's made of metal, but it's not steel or ferrous. A magnet won't pick it up. So it's kind of some weird metal there. It did come with some. Is this like metal shavings or something inside? So they didn't thoroughly clean the inside of the metallic flakes or whatever when they went inside and cut all the grooves and everything. Looks clean, but some interesting spots. Let me clean it a little bit. Get some of this grease out of the way. A lot of you ask, oh, why you never oil or there's no grease in the Ratchets? It's because I want everybody to see every corner without grease being in the way. Okay. So they went in over here in the round part, and then they kind of cut out this slot over here a lot cleaner than the round part, because you can see the lines in the round part. So this part over here is pretty smooth for some reason. There's a little bit of nicking on the sides there. You can see the ridges on the screw holes, the threading, small threading. I don't know, I'm not a big fan of screws going into the body without coming out the other side, where you can tighten them on something like the plate, or I'd rather there be a way to screw into the plate instead of screwing into the body, because if you mess up those threads, because these screws are real tiny, this is going to be useless pretty much, because you won't be able to get the plate to stay on. And that's what it looks like. It doesn't look too bad. Looks pretty good China. They look like they're stepping up their game. Doesn't look as rough as previous what we were used to. Yeah, they did some different maneuvers here. They went here, they cut that out, then they went over here and cut this section out over here, left a lip here and a lip over here. So they didn't cut all around, they just sliced it a little bit, a couple of hundredths of an inch, maybe a hundredth of an inch, something like that. So, I don't know, kind of an interesting design. The problem I don't like is this, putting it back together. It's kind of a hassle because, okay, you get your switch in, and then you try to get the spring in, which isn't. And they want this, springs like this, they want to twist. You see how it's twisting towards that way? So it's not, they're kind of hard to get the plunger on it because it's sort of twisting. So let's see if we put the plunger in the spring, if we can get it. We can get it on the spring. Okay. All right, so now we have the plunger in the spring, but then it's slightly twisting and it's hard to get the plunger down into the hole all the way so you can seat the pawl. Let me see. Try to get the pole on top and see if it seats. Okay. All right, so there. That wasn't that bad. I guess the first time I did it, it was a little bit worse. And this is what it looks like when it's ratcheting. And like so. All right, now you get your plate on it. And you take your screws. Yeah, finger tight. I wouldn't go too much tighter than that on these screws. Who knows what the metal's like. If it's decent metal or horrible metal. All right. And retighten that one. I had to loosen that one a little bit and to give me a little wiggle room to get that one in because it wasn't catching. So, and you give it a little switch to see if it's switching. Yep, it's switching. The back drag isn't too bad on these. It's not the best. It's not like the double pole ones where those are really light back drag. This is a little bit more, but not much. It's kind of thin, but not really. It's like here is here is a Duralast, and this is what I consider thin compared to that, but it's not as thick as others, so it's kind of in the middle. This one's pretty thin, so it's not as thin as that, but it's not as fat as other ones I've seen, so it's kind of like a medium thickness. So yeah, that's what we got. It's the Disen. Don't even know the model on this, just the 92 Disen 1/4 inch ratchet. It seems okay. It has a good length on it. Has 90 teeth. Has a floating pawl. Just don't go crazy and take it apart a lot. That spring is, I don't know, not the usual. Alright guys, that's all I got for now. Until next time.